Today's a new day, let the old pass away. Gratitude blue sky. No more chains, no more mess. Time to make a change. No more holding myself back. The change begins in me. I'm answering the purpose call. Positive to push. Embracing life. I'm valuable in life. Today's a new day, a fresh taste of new grace. Gratitude don't sky high. No more lanes. Today's a new day, let the old pass away. Gratitude don't sky high. No more chains, no more lead. No more holding myself back.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to your next episode of What's in Your Cup Conversations. Of course, I am your host, Consuela Nicole, and your favorite inspirational speaker, right? How is everybody doing today? I see everyone is coming on and chiming in. As you come in tonight, make sure you put a hi or a hey in the chat box. Let me know where you are joining us from because we have some amazing updates and some amazing news to share with you guys today. I'm excited. I'm excited about our guests for a few different reasons, but we're going to get into that momentarily, right? Um, First and foremost, let me put it out there that we are definitely um, still praying for those in Southern California or in California that is experiencing and being affected by these fires that are going on. I can definitely say me and my family is still safe. However, I have some very close friends and sister friends and uh, relatives and what's not that have definitely been affected. If you are in or around the California area, definitely reach out to different organizations to lend your support, give some donations, whatever that you are able to do. Yes, a lot of people are affected, but what the news is not talking about is that the everyday person is affected, right? The family homes that have been in the family for generations after generations, where they don't just own the home, they own the land, right? So we're definitely going to pray that God stays with them to keep their land and they don't get finagled out of their land heritage that has been passed down. You know, that's the one thing that, for whatever reason, we always like to get rid of when, when the elders go away. We want to get rid of the home and the land. We want them to be able to keep their land and rebuild on those said lands. But with that being said, Kennedy, you from Maryland, I see you. Joys of Freedom from VA, I see you. I see you. Dr. Johnson, good evening over there in Houston. Matter of fact, look, y'all, what is going on with this climate, period? So the West Coast, parts of the West Coast is up in fire. But then you got over in the Central Coast and over back east, y'all got these snowstorms and black ice going on. I'm gonna need everybody to be safe out there. I'm gonna need everybody to bunker down, stay safe, stay hydrated, and make sure you check in with your loved ones, right? Make sure you have your point of contacts. I don't care if it's just one person that know where you are when something is going on. Make sure that person know. Have a different form of contact. Write an email, a backup email, something that someone is able to get a hold of you with, right? But we ain't gonna go into a whole, life lesson and things you should do. We're gonna talk about that later because I am really excited to get my guest on. But let me tell y'all something. When I was talking to her a few months ago, we had this amazing conversation, right? And some things that she was working on, which was amazing. Fast forward to today, her entire life has changed. So we gonna edit her bio on the fly, y'all. So I hope y'all ready because let me tell you about it. Or tell you about her, not it. Let me correct that. Let me tell you about her, right? We talking about none other than Miss Chekira Hill. Miss Hill is none other than the new reigning Miss Black Eastern States of 2025. And we're going to talk about that because y'all know I'm still a pageant girl, all rhinestones, and I love it. But wait till you hear her experience. Okay, I digress. She also is changing lives in her town by being a licensed foster care specialist. So we talking to the foster families out there, those that want to get into the foster family arena. We're gonna talk about that because I know we have a lot of people in the foster family arena. If they're children, if they're parents, whatever aspect, we're gonna touch on that for a minute as well. But one of the other things I love about Miss Hill is that she graduated from North Carolina's only, and I didn't know this, private HBCU, Johnson C. Smith University, where she began working with children with autism. And she's currently, and I need to find out if she's finished or if she's still working on her master's degree in clinical mental health counseling. She is also a very active member of a non-collegiate professional sorority, Rho Sigma Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And I heard she got some wonderful updates on that front too. So we're going to talk about that, right? And then she also hosts the weekly podcast with Rho Sigma Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So make sure you go follow them. They are on a winter break right now, but make sure you go follow them. Outside of all of her wonderful professional accolades and her wonderful life, she is definitely the greatest auntie in the world as far as her six nieces and nephews are concerned. And she's a fur mom, right? She's a fur mom of a, well, we're gonna need to find out if he's still 9 months. Think he may be closer to a year. So let me go ahead and bring her on, and then we're gonna talk about some other aspects of what's going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, help me welcome to the stage none other than Ms. Hold on, wait, that is not doing what it's supposed to do. There we
Ooh,
go.
there we
Miss
go.
Black Eastern States 2025. How are you
Hi.
doing, beautiful?
I'm good. How are you?
I am excited. I'm excited. You know, I've literally been waiting on this conversation for a minute now. I have. I've
Mm-hmm.
been waiting on this conversation for a minute. Like, when we gonna do this? When we gonna do this? Because
Yeah.
you've been posting all kinds of wonderful stuff. And I was like, we need to talk before anything else
Anything else
explosive.
changes.
Right. Right. Because I was like, wait, this ain't the bio we have.
We got a
We need
completely
to
different bio now. I've had to update it about 7, 8 different times now at this point.
right. But we gonna do it on the fly, and I love it. But how are you doing over? Because you over on the East Coast. Y'all got
Mhm.
snow over there?
There is no snow, however, it is absurdly cold outside.
Okay.
When I
Okay.
went out to go do advocacy day today, it was 16 degrees, and when I finished, it was 25. We are looking at a smooth 18 right now. It's cold.
As one of my good sister friends Simone say, is that 18 people or 18 degrees?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no, no, no. So let me ask you, and this is one question that I asked. Well, before I get to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you know, what's in your cup conversations, and even for our new listeners who may just be tuning in because of who you are, so graciously gracing the camera, right? Uh, what's in your cup conversations? It is not just about of what you're currently drinking on, but we're going to talk about that too. But it's all about what is in your mental, physical, and emotional cup, right? And the things we had to dump out of our cup to get to where we go, to where we are and where we're going. But most importantly, some of us had to get rid of the entire cup, right?
It's
I know I did. Yeah, we got I got rid of the entire cup and started over, and now my cup is running over and I get to serve from my saucer, right? So
Amen.
I'm good with that, and we still getting full. Um, but with that being said,
Mm-hmm.
I know I just read an abridged version
Mm-hmm.
of your bio, right? Of what people see when they look at you,
Mm-hmm.
right? But when you introduce yourself, when you look in the mirror, right? When you get your day started
Mhm.
every morning, who do you see in the mirror looking back at you? How do you introduce yourself to you?
Hey girl. I'm very I'm very gentle with myself, and
Okay.
that's a new thing that I've had to learn to be, and that's just because I've had so many years of just being a perfectionist, whether it's my professional life or my extracurricular life, just being a perfectionist. And so now that I've had a chance to discover who I am, and I'm still discovering who I am, I'm learning to be a lot
Right.
more gentle with myself, and I treat myself as a friend. I treat myself as a sister.
Ooh.
I'm very gentle with my sister. Love you, Angel Girl. Hey. Very gentle with my sister. I'm very gentle with all of my friends, and I treat myself the exact same. Because if I was my
Okay.
homegirl, would I be so hard on myself? No, not at all.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. If I was my own homegirl, would I be hard on myself? I
Mm-hmm.
wonder how many people can answer that question.
Mm-hmm. I let all my homegirls, I let them make mistakes and I support them through their mistakes. I let them learn their hard lessons and I support them through their hard lessons. So
Okay.
if I was my own homegirl, would I always be so hard on myself? Would I never let myself make mistakes? No. We're gonna walk through this
Okay.
fire together, girl,
Right. We're gonna walk through it and keep walking. We're not
and
gonna
keep
stand here and
walking.
burn.
Okay?
Right. We're
We
not
got
gonna stand
places to
here and
be,
burn.
things to do.
Right. So let's talk about this. So
Mhm.
we are the new, and I know we're gonna jump around,
Yes.
but this kind of works with what you're doing and why you do what you do, right?
Mhm.
You are the reigning Miss Black Eastern States 2025.
Yes, ma'am.
This just happened
Mhm.
like recently,
Yep. November.
right? November. This just happened. So you competed on a local level, but before doing this, so was this your first pageant? Let me ask you that.
This was my first pageant, and I know that may come as a shocking surprise to some people, and I have to remind our director all the time this was my first pageant. Hi, cousin. Hello. But yes, this was my first pageant, and heading to Miss Black USA in August will be my second.
So if I'm looking at you, you are absolutely beautiful, right? And I
You.
went scouring through your Facebook pages and natural pictures and the whole night. Look, I'm trying to get my curls to pop like yours. Don't play. So, right? But with that being said,
Mhm.
with this being your first pageant, you were not a quote unquote pageant girl,
Mm-mm.
right? So the glitz and the glam and the rhinestones and all of that was not you. What made you
I,
uh-oh,
I'm definitely a very girly girl. I was a
right?
dancer and a cheerleader growing up. My mama just never had time to put me in pageants. And I asked her this question before. If she had time to
Gotcha.
put me in pageants, she would have put me in a pageant.
Gotcha. Okay. Got it. I love clarification.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we done stepped our big toe into the glitz and the glam and the glitter, and now you done jump head in.
Head
What
in.
made you do this particular pageant system? What drew you
Mhm.
to Miss Black USA?
So it really all goes back to one of my sister queens and one of my friends. Her name is Cherish. I don't know if she'll watch this, but we had a heart to heart about this actually pageant night, and we were both about to cry about it behind the stage. And I saw her competing in a pageant, and I was like, "Oh, that's fun. Let me look into that." And so I was looking into a bunch of different pageant systems. I joined one, and it didn't feel right for me. And I
Mhm.
ended up finding the Miss Black USA system because I found the 2021 year on Tubi. And that's the year a woman named Maja Gary from Virginia won. And I was like, not only she's from Virginia, she's from like down the street. So I was
Okay.
like, oh my goodness, let me look into the Miss Black USA system and see what it's all about. And once again,
Okay.
I had no knowledge of what pageants were. I didn't know the difference between the Miss USA system, the Miss America system. I didn't know a single thing to begin with. The most
Right.
experience I had had with pageants was my friends competing in pageants in college, whether that was Miss Kappa Alpha Psi, Miss Omega Psi Phi, like
Okay.
that's what I was kind of used to. But
Okay.
I found the Miss Black USA system and I was like, this is where I want to be at. These are Black women who are winning with braids, with afros, with twists, with pixie
Right.
cuts, bobs, like they don't all just have the same exact cookie cutter look. And then I ended up finding out that it was a scholarship pageant, and I'm in the era of getting my master's, so I was like, this could change my life, not just on a pageant scale, but on an educational scale, a professional scale. So the
Right.
Miss Black USA system, what really drew me in was the fact that I can have the big hair and still win. I can have a pixie cut and still win. I can have locks and still win. So I didn't have to change a single part of who I am besides just becoming more polished and refined, but I can still
Okay.
be myself.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So let me ask you this, and we're going to get back to pageantry, right? Because I
Mhm.
know there are a lot of young girls that will see this video, right? Speaking of seeing this video in this show, make sure you guys are sharing, no matter if you're watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever, share this video. The answers and the conversation we're having today could truly be the answer to someone else's prayer, right? We are in the middle of, what we call cancel culture, and people are afraid to speak up because they don't want to be judged. You don't know what everybody's prayers are. So some of the things we're going to talk about today may truly be the answers to someone else's prayer. So make sure you're sharing this out for everybody to see. So I say that because there's going to be another young girl that look just like you and me,
Mhm.
right? That say, well, I want to do that, but I don't want to change my hair, and I don't want to do this, and I don't want to do that.
Mhm.
Now that and this is something we talked about briefly, that
Mhm.
sometimes being in pageantry and wearing crowns and sashes, it opens doors that we normally wouldn't have had open, right?
Yep.
Prior to pageantry, what was your life?
Oh my goodness, what was my life? So we'll take it all the way back to March because I didn't make my pageant decision until June.
Okay.
So prior to pageantry, I had just got back on my walk with Christ.
Okay.
And I was very much so like on fire, and I still am. Please don't get it twisted. I got on my cross necklace today.
Right, right. Amen. I'm
Um,
with you.
I restarted my journey as a Christian, and I was, committed to doing that. I was still committed to volunteer work, committed to being a member of Rho Sigma Alpha. And
Mhm.
so prior to pageantry, I was just Chekira. And after, I'm Chekira, Miss Black Eastern States, but prior to pageantry, I was just Chekira, and I was completely happy with that. I was already completely fulfilled with my life with being just Chekira.
Okay. But Shakira wasn't always completely fulfilled,
No, in the slightest.
right? So let's talk about that
Mhm.
just talk about that for a moment.
Mhm.
When you
So,
say you're fulfilled now, but
mhm,
there was a moment where you were not. What was
mhm.
that?
So over the last almost year now, I have been very vocal about my journey with my mental health, with suicidal ideation. And when I was still Miss Black Manchester, I decided during Suicide Prevention Month that this was the time now I'm going to let people know I haven't always been sunshine and rainbows. I'm a very charismatic, bubbly person. We all thought my
Mhm.
line name was gonna be Bubbles. Incorrect. Um, I have always been my outward personality has always been Miss Sunshine and Rainbows. Always want to be in the front. Always want to do this. But for a really, really long time, when my father passed away when I was about 5, 6 years old, I struggled with my
Okay.
mental health really, really badly. And it got to a point where I didn't believe that I was gonna see past my 16th birthday. I had decided at 15, like, this is it. This is my last year. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not happy. I don't find joy in literally anything that I'm doing. And
Mhm.
if it wasn't for one of my cheerleading coaches calling practice on a day that we had originally canceled for, I would not be sitting on this podcast with you. I had fully committed that I was done.
Wow.
And I remember I got to practice that day. And one of my cheer sisters, I was close to pretty much the entire team, but her name is Shalia. She braids. She always does my braids. She's the only person I let play in my head.
Okay.
She was like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." She was like, "I don't believe you. Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was like, "Do I want to tell her?" Mind you, I've already been on the squad for a little minute now. I had gotten into my relationship with my now fiance, and I was like, "You can either let her know you're not okay, or we can just do practice as usual and call it a day."
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember we had a little heart to heart. I don't remember the full contents of it, but I do remember we had a heart to heart. And that day changed my mind. And I was like, I'm going to put this thing off. And if I still feel the same a year from now, who knows what's going to happen. But like I said, I ended up starting to date my now fiance, and things started looking crazy. I ended up getting captain of the cheerleading team, and I was modeling, and I was getting ready to go to college. And I started to feel a joy for life that I hadn't felt in a really long
Mm-hmm.
time. And coupled with that was the fact that my mom, she noticed a shift and she put me in therapy. And I'm very grateful for that, because if not for her, once again, I would not be sitting on this podcast with you today. So a lot of the times now, as I'm 25, I'm about to be 26 this year, and I
Mm-hmm.
look back at just specifically my mental health journey. There have been times where I've been up, when I've been down, when I've been in between, where some weeks are good, some weeks are terrible, some months are okay, some months are great and they're off the wall, and then some months are just downright
Right.
awful. And I'm like,
Right.
what did you learn from each month? Not specifically from each situation that you went through in the month. What did you learn from yourself in each month? What can you
Right.
handle that you couldn't handle 2 years ago? What can you not handle that you couldn't handle 2 years ago?
Okay.
And I've been able to really just start coming into being me. And that's why I say, like, I'm just Chekira. I'm really happy with being just Chekira, because at one point in time, I wasn't happy with being just Chekira. I didn't even want to be on this earth. So things change. A lot of things can happen. And one thing that I do when I do like speaking events and things like that, I make sure at the end to tell people there is a light on the other side. You might not be
Mm-hmm.
able to see it. You have on your sunglasses, or as I call them, hater blockers. You got on your hater blockers. And
Yeah.
but there's light on the other side. There is a way out on the other side. There are people who still want to wake up and hear your laugh on their phone on the other side. And
Absolutely.
I'm really close to my mom. Like, me and my mom are thick as thieves. That's my homegirl.
Okay.
And now that I'm older and I think about the fact that I want to take my own life, I think about the fact that, like I said in my video, I would have never been able to see my mom beat breast cancer. And that was terrifying because my father passed away from cancer. Would have
Wow.
never seen her be able to beat breast cancer. I would have never seen any of my nieces or nephews grow up to be the amazing little people that they are now. I would have
Right.
never gotten proposed to, and I'm about to get married, which is absolutely insane. That's crazy in its own
I
right.
want my invite. I don't care if it's virtual. I want to invite because I want to see. Because I know this gal
and
about to be business. But go ahead.
and this is a really niche thing for me and my dad. I would have never
Okay.
been able to call my dad the night the Eagles won the Super Bowl and be like, "How you feel? How you feel, Big Papa? How you feel?" So I always tell people there is absolutely a light on the other side, and there's so many different things that you will be able to experience if you choose to keep pushing, if you choose to see that light.
So let me ask you this, and
Mhm,
because I know, suicide is a big topic for a lot of people. What is the one thing or couple of things, whatever works best for you,
mhm,
that worked out for you when your friend was supporting you, right?
mhm,
When you kind of told her what was going on, or when you finally opened up
mhm,
about what was going on, what was the biggest thing that they could help to support you with? And I asked that question
mhm,
because there are a lot of people going through different things. And when you're on the opposite side, we tend to hold our tongue a whole lot more because we don't necessarily know what the trigger is or
mhm.
what is needed. So everybody goes with the infamous question, well, what do you need from me?
Yeah.
And it seems like that sometimes that may be the wrong thing to say,
Mhm,
right? What
mhm,
would you suggest to people as far as being that support system for
mhm.
someone that had those thoughts or coming back from that bridge?
Hmm. So for me, especially once I opened up to my friend about it, and when I
Hmm.
opened up to my mom about it, the biggest thing that helped me was them just listening. Don't offer me any advice. Don't offer me 50 million different solutions. I just want you to listen to me. That was my biggest thing. I told my mom, I said, I don't want you to judge. And my mama didn't. Thank God, bless her soul. She
Amen.
didn't judge me. And that's one thing that I feel like a lot of people who overcome that is that they feel judged. They feel a lot of
Yeah.
pressure. They feel a lot of, oh, well, why would you do something like that? And what's wrong with you? Are you crazy? No, I'm not. I'm going through something and I want to be
Yeah.
supported. So I think the main thing that helped me was just my village just listening to me. They didn't offer a whole bunch of hoopla, what I call it, just a bunch of filler, just
Right.
listening. Because a lot of people don't understand that a hard mental health journey and a suicide journey, you feel alone. You feel alone in a
Oh,
lot
absolutely.
of the aspect of it. And the biggest thing that can help is just someone just sitting down and listening to you.
Listening to what you're saying. So
Mm-hmm.
talking about village, so we're gonna lighten the mood, right?
Oh Lord.
Talking about right, talking about village, you have now surrounded yourself with your foundational village that helped you through this journey,
Mhm.
right? But now you got a whole new village, right? Because you mentioned them already. So
Yes,
let's go
yes,
ahead
yes.
and pay homage and give some respect to it the proper way. Who is
Mhm.
this other village and sisterhood that you speak of, please?
My wonderful, amazing, beautiful, show stopping, ridiculous, loud, annoying sorors of Rho Sigma Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Okay, and this is I love it. Your your introduction is amazing.
They're my
Um,
girls, but Lord.
so my question in your bio, you mentioned that it's actually a non-collegiate
Mhm.
sorority. Can you? I know what it is, but can you explain to the people listening
Mhm.
exactly what that means and
Mhm.
what do you ladies do?
So, for starters, a non-collegiate sorority is a organization that is open to women regardless of if they've completed their college degree. It
Mhm.
opens up a really big gap that's left there for women in D9 organizations. It opens up that gap. And I went to college, I got a 4-year degree, but Roe was where I found my heart at. We pride ourselves on sisterhood, we pride ourselves on community service, we pride ourselves on being a voice for the voiceless. And our biggest slogan is be the change you wish to see. And that started because our founders didn't feel like anything was moving and shaking in their community. So they decided, you know what? We're going to start something that's going to change the world. And quite literally, we are now international. So we are changing the world. Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, listening to you talk passionately, you're not just a member. You're not
No.
just a sorority girl. You active in this thing, right?
Mm-hmm. I am
What
indeed.
what 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 is your role? What do you do in this said sorority that you have given all praises to?
So I honestly attribute a lot of this to Big Sister General Lashira Escobosa. Um,
Oh, LaShira. Got it.
Lashira
Okay.
Escobosa. She really pushed me to step into different roles that I didn't believe in myself that I was fully prepared for them, but Shai saw
Okay.
something in me that I didn't see. Renee also saw something in me that I didn't see. Andrea did too. So I am the podcast lady. I host our sororities podcast, Row Radiant
Yeah.
Sororities and Sassy Chats. And as of December 11th, I am the International Secretary of Rho Sigma Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So all of the sisterhood jams and making sure minutes are taken correctly, that's my responsibility as Little Sister General.
Yes. Okay. We like elevations and elevations and we like increased
Mm-hmm.
territories. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. And
Cause
honestly, I'm one of the younger ones in the organization, and so I always tell people I never feel out of place. I quite literally never feel out of place. My sorors range from same age as me to like 70 years old. I don't know how old everybody is. Do not jump me. Um, do not jump me.
cause
I don't
you
know how old
know
y'all are. I just know y'all
they
are my
gonna jump in
sisters.
these comments because I see them on there,
Please
but
don't
they
get
ain't
me.
said too much or nothing yet. But I
Please
got
don't
you.
get me. But they never make me feel out of place being one of the younger ones. They always make me feel included. They never try to like, and this is so Richmond of me of what I'm about to say. They never try to little girl me, making me feel
Okay.
a specific kind of way because I am younger. Um,
Okay.
it's been really fun. I will say it's been really, really fun. It's been really eye-opening. I've been able to learn a lot of different soft and hard skills that I didn't have
Okay.
before and brush up on some new ones. And I also have 100-odd something sisters now that are quite literally spread everywhere. So when I tell people I have line sisters in almost every state, I indubitably have line sisters in almost every single state. I have
Almost every
sorority
state.
sisters in almost every single state. And I'm not joking.
That is awesome. I love it because I know when I was going through your page, I was like, oh my gosh, they
Mm-hmm.
like for real everywhere. This is amazing, and I love it. Um, let's take off your sorority hat for a moment. Yes, and you have another piece of jewels and a hat. I want to give her her proper camera time. Where's she at? Where's she at?
I
There
haven't
she
named her
is.
yet.
There she
There
is.
she
So
is.
that is beautiful. So my question to you is that moment
Mm-hmm.
when they called your name
Mm-hmm.
and said you were the new Miss Black Eastern States 2025 and officially crowned you. What was that like?
I just had this conversation with my coach on Sunday because she was asking me, did I get stage fright? And I told her, no, I actually have no recollection of anything that ever happens on stage.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I was really emotional about it I was emotional before I even got crowned. Let's start there. We'll start at being in the top two. I was already emotional because the young lady that I was up there with, she's my first runner up, Khalees. Her and I grew up together. We grew up across the street from each other. Like we used to go to each other's houses and play
Okay.
until the street lights came on and then we had to go inside. I was already emotional because where we're from in Richmond, we're supposed to be a statistic. We're supposed to be teen
Right.
moms, supposed to
Right.
not finish school. We're supposed to do all of these different things. And we completely exceeded the expectations. So I was already crying
Mhm.
because of that. And so when I heard your first runner up is Miss Virginia Beach, I could not feel my legs at that point because my brain was like, you just won. You just won. So that's why in the video of me getting crowned, I like dropped down and I'm trying to hold myself together because
Uh-huh.
I had no feeling whatsoever in my legs. And just the only thing that I could think of on that stage was I could hear my coach in my head saying, girl, you gonna win this pageant. Girl, you gonna win this pageant.
And you did. You went in. You didn't just win the title, right? You won some individual stuff,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
What else did you take home the title in?
We got best in swimsuit, we got best headshot, and we also got best interview. So I did not come in with like all of these preconceived notions that I was just going to completely steal the show and I'm going to beat this person. I'm going to beat this person. I was excited to finally meet everyone. I
Okay.
was just really excited to build that additional little sisterhood portion. I came to have a good time. But to know
Okay.
that I just kind of like exceeded my own expectations and did them in my way is great. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10
Okay.
out of 10.
So you've been shaking things up.
Yes.
Well, you were shaking things up before you won the title, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
but you are really making waves and shaking things up um now. And most recently you did a Facebook post about a visit that you went and talked about two bills, right?
Yes, we talked about two of them. One was already passed. So we were just informing all of the different senators now, like, hey, this is
Mhm.
the bill that's on the floor. Just wanted to let you know about it. But also, we went in for Advocacy Day today to share our personal stories with the different delegates and
Okay, wait a
senators.
minute, wait a minute. Before you, what's Advocacy Day and where were you at? Let's
Okay.
put that out there.
Okay. So, Advocacy Day is by the AFSP. It is the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And I'm going to put a
Mhm.
little sticky note here because when I interviewed to be Miss Black Eastern States, I said within my first 3 months or so of being Miss Black Eastern States, I wanted to either volunteer or partner with the AFSP of Virginia on something or another. Didn't know what. But
Yeah.
Finally
You
got it done
did that.
today. So we did
Okay.
Advocacy Day, which is where a lot of different organizations will go to the state capitol. So that's where I was today. I was at the state capitol of Virginia, and they will go and they will talk about different bills. They'll talk about their experience. They'll talk about things that they like that's going on. They'll talk about things that they downright hate that's going on. And it's a
Mhm.
good way to get in front of your representatives and put a name to a face, because we always see their names in the news. We
Right.
see the bills that they've passed in the news. We might see a commercial with them or something or another, but that's it. Advocacy Day is a really good way that you can get to know your representatives and you can get a chance to sit down and have a real conversation with them. So we did that at the state capitol today. And so while we were just saying like, hey, here are the bills that are on the floor, we're also told, tell these people your stories. They want to
Mhm.
know your stories. They want to know not just who you are, what you're here to represent. They want to know what you've been through.
Okay.
And I have to give 3 very specific shout outs because today was just a phenomenal day. I have to give one to Senator Angelia. I hope I'm saying her name right. She is a senator for Norfolk. I have gained a new mentor in her. She emailed me back today. She's an absolute sweetheart. And then I also have to give a very huge shout out to Delegate Dolores McQuinn and her chief of staff, Miss Nikichi. I can't say it yet, but they have absolutely broken the glass ceiling for me today, and I have something really, really exciting to announce coming up soon. But being in
Make
front
sure y'all
of
go check her social medias. Go find her and go follow her because baby, these updates is about to blow your mind. Okay, keep going. I'm
Make sure
sorry.
you
Go.
follow my Instagram, Miss Black Virginia USA pageant. Thank you. But
Yes.
being in a room with Black women who not just hear you, they see you and they see
Right.
themselves in you, it opens up so much love that you never would have expected. Not
Okay.
just because you have this title, not just because you have this crown, but because they see themselves in you. So,
Right.
Advocacy Day was done at the amazing Virginia State Capitol today. And oddly enough, and I know this is going to sound really weird, I have lived in Richmond my whole life, never been to the state capitol before today.
Oh, did you have a? I don't want to say a reason because we always have a reason we should
Mhm.
go. Did you have a desire to go prior to today?
Yes, just never actually went.
We just never did.
Never
Okay.
did.
So now you are definitely boots on the ground, as they say, and
Heels on the
you
ground.
he'll.
Heels on
I'm
the
not
ground.
fooling with you. I'm
I
not
am
doing this.
4-inch stilettos on the ground.
I am not doing this with you this
Pumping
evening.
through the state capitol in my 4-inch stilettos and my power suit. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, speaking of power suit,
Mm-hmm.
what is your power suit color?
Green.
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 Really?
Mm-hmm. Very fun fact about me, pink is my favorite color. It is literally, I'm such a girly girl. I love the color pink.
Okay.
However, I will always, 9 times out of 10, feel the most confident and comfortable in green. And that's because I
Okay.
love being outside. I love nature. I think green represents like serenity and peace and feeling comfortable and being strong. I love a good green suit.
I love that. I was talking to somebody previously about, the difference between your favorite color and your power color.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny that you said that because me personally, my power color is blue, but I'm a purple girl, right? Go figure. But that's a story for another day. My question is, what's next for you?
Oh Lord, what's not
Not
next?
your big news, because that's coming later, but what's next for you?
So the big what's next is in August at the Miss Black USA pageant in Washington,
Yes.
D.C. at University of District of Columbia.
Yes.
I'm really excited and I always try to be as thankful as possible because I was
Mhm.
telling the young lady I was volunteering with earlier, if you would have told me a year ago, I would be one at the state capitol, but two about to go to a national pageant in August on my first try. Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind?
Right.
Who are you
Right.
talking to? Um
Right.
so that's the next really big thing. Oh, hey, Ari girl. of Ari being in the comments, Ariana and I've partnered with her organization, Voices of Her. So I want to give a really big shout out to the Voices of Her team. We are putting together
This young lady here.
Yes, that's my girl.
Okay, go ahead.
We're working on a mental health refresh, which is going to be held in March, and it will have a box with products that she's created, her mom has created, a little mental health bingo situation. So make sure you're keeping up because that's coming soon. That's one thing. That's another thing that we're working on.
Okay.
Speaking of March, I'm also helping with my particular director, Daryl. He was in the comments not too long ago. We are working on the Mr. DMV pageant.
This one right here. Okay, go.
We are working
Speak on it. What is it?
We are working on the Mr. DMV pageant. If you would like to learn more, you can visit Miss Black Virginia USA pageant on Instagram to learn a little bit more about that. Okay. What else is next? Trying new restaurants, getting some sleep, and taking my puppy out for his walks. Yeah, that's what's next.
Let's talk about this puppy right quick. Because, baby, look, you told me your baby's name.
Mm-hmm.
And then you was like, well, let me give you his government name. Because I know he's sleeping
his birth
right
certificate
now.
name.
Right. Because I know he's sleeping, so we ain't going to give him camera time. What is the baby's full government name?
Okay. Before I tell y'all his full governmental legal American name, he is named after two separate things. The actor Marlon Brando, and there is an anime called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and the main villain of the show is named Dio Brando. And we picked that name because my child is blonde and Dio Brando is blonde. So Dio's full government American United States of America name is Dio Marlon Brando. And he acts just like his namesake, and he is handsome just like his namesake.
I'm so through with you that you had to give a whole PSA before you shared that. But let me bring this up. Daryl, he put it out there, right? Kings to the front, Mr. DMV, March 8th. I know Daryl is viewing us and connecting with us on YouTube. However, where can give this information one more time for me? Where can they connect with him, you, or the pageant system to get more information?
If you would like to learn more about the Mr. DMV pageant, the Miss Black DMV pageant, but mainly just the Mr. DMV pageant, you can go to Miss Black Virginia USA pageant on Instagram. All of our Instagrams are linked with the same post. Applications will be opening soon. So if you would like to get your application in, hit the post notifications bell. We will let you guys know once it opens.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so what's next for you as far as being as international sorority secretary and such? What's next on the sorority front for you and the ladies?
As far as the sorority front, I believe our new chapter president, Miss Sheila Parson, I believe she's putting together a hangout for all of the Virginia ladies. We're going to be doing that, focusing on some more community service to keep our community service initiative up, getting ready for conference in August, and just doing our thing. We've been doing our thing for almost 2 years now, and we're going to keep on doing our thing.
Well, do it and keep shining, right? Hopefully I can say that because I know y'all are diamonds. I don't want to break no rules.
You got it.
Keep shining, okay. Right? So before I let you go, you talked about that you like to eat.
I do.
What's your go-to food?
My go-to food?
What is your favorite food that you gotta have that is in your kitchen right now?
Do you want the order? Like the full order?
Oh, you got a whole order. Okay.
So I am indubitably my stepfather's stepchild, aka I am my father's child, and he is from Philly. Now, my dad don't play about a couple things: his wife, his child, and his wings. I need me a 8-count wing combo, half lemon pepper, half garlic parmesan, extra parmesan-y, fried hard, ranch on the side, with fries, and a strawberry high C.
Okay. So
And I'm
that
gonna
is
tell
your-
you now, after I won this title, I kept saying it the whole weekend. Once I win, I'm going to Wingstop.
Did you go to Wingstop
Sure did.
in your crown and banner?
Oh, sure did. Me and my Miss Black Maryland, Jasmine Kemp, and my bestie girl Cherish, we got in that car after we put our stuff in the room. We got in that car. We went to Wingstop. I got me my 8 count, bone in, all drums, half lemon pepper, half garlic parmesan, fried hard with ranch on the side, fries, a strawberry high C, and a brownie for all my hard work.
You lost me at all drums because I'm a flats girl. But there is nothing like an after pageant meal.
Let me tell y'all.
I swear you don't eat during pageant week or weekend.
No.
Right? And you don't realize this until you get to the end, like, wait, is that
You
my
are
stomach?
quite literally, you are running on fumes
Yeah.
until you sit
Yeah.
down and take them Chinese laundry heels off.
Baby. But it was worth it. You
It
did
was
it.
absolutely worth it. Let me say something. I ate the chicken because we had to get up early this morning to take our headshots. I ate that chicken and I got into bed and I said, Father, thank you. Good night, America. Good night, America.
I love it. I love it. Well, you know, I'm going to be cheering you on. I'm definitely going to see if I can make it to your national competition.
Yes.
If not, I will definitely be looking for those virtual links and virtual tickets so I can be screaming from the West Coast, cheering you on and telling them other delegates to fix their face on stage, right? Because, baby, something about, I don't know why it seems to happen more often now. At first, it was just in pageantry, but now it's happening everywhere. People forget that there's cameras around, right? And when anyone is getting their accolades and getting their flowers, the camera is not just on that person. That's a wide angle, right? Lens that it catches everything behind you. So even if you gotta fake it, fix your face and put on a smile. Don't be that girl we talk about for 6 months because you frowning because you didn't get to.
What I will say is, I will say at the Miss Black DMV pageant, my cheeks and my lips were hurting so bad because I was smiling. And I was taught ballet by a Russian dance teacher. May she rest in love. And I was always taught put Vaseline on your teeth and it'll keep you smiling the whole night. I forgot my Vaseline. So I am so sorry to Daryl and Joy and Rashida because some of the pictures of me in the back, I'm smiling like, because all of this is hurting.
Hurting.
I'm sorry.
But you did it. You did it. So I am excited to have you. We are definitely going to have you back. Mr. Daryl don't know it, but we're going to have to get Daryl and his royal court in on one of these sessions for season 3. Because I need to hear about if he breaking grounds with a Mr. DMV, because I don't think I've ever seen a Mr. DMV pageant, right?
There has never been one. And also, I'm going to put on for Daryl a little bit. Daryl runs 3 separate pageants. He runs the Miss Black DMV pageant. He runs the Miss HBCU teen pageant. And he runs the Little Miss HBCU pageant as well.
Girl, stop. That's a lot.
That's why Daryl got like 8 different phone numbers because he got a lot going on.
Okay, Daryl King, I see you. Mr. Daryl, is it Larone?
Daryl, you need to get on here. I'm gonna text you.
I'm just saying, you doing your thing. I'm not even mad. Congratulations and hands down. You know, you are changing the world one young lady at a time, especially on the East Coast, and it's going international. So I'm excited to see what's coming out of the DMV area. So I need to ask you, and this is something I ask everybody, right? In this wonderful world of being, you know, judged, right? And not just in pageantry, but period. What does it mean to you now, right? Because you have evolved. You are on to new levels and new heights. You transitioned over to new careers, helping foster families, right?
Yep.
You have grown mentally, and I'm throwing all of this out there because this is all part of now your foundation
Mm-hmm.
of what you do, because it's not who you are, it's part of what you do. Doing all of these different things now, what does it mean to you now to live life with no more limits while being beautifully flawed?
I think for me, it just means, and I know a lot of people use this term, living in your truth. You know
Hmm.
who you are. You know, you might not know who you were created to be, but you know who you are. And that starts with accepting yourself with all of your flaws. That starts with being okay that you're not picture perfect all the time. That continues with knowing that regardless of what Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday look like, Thursday and Friday will probably look different.
Hmm.
So, knowing that I've been through so many different things, such as experiencing the death of a parent and my own mental health journey and a suicide attempt and and also almost losing my mom on two separate occasions,
Hmm.
there's been a lot of different things that it should have knocked me down and it didn't. And I'm thankful that it didn't, because I'm able to learn and grow from all of these. And also, I can teach my nieces and nephews these lessons as they get older. I have a nephew that's graduating high school this year, which is absolutely insane to say, and another one that's graduating next year. And then I have my four little ones that I'm waiting and watching them grow up.
Right.
A lot of the lessons that I've been able to learn and carry with me, even at 25, I can't wait to tell them about. And I can't wait to tell them, like, this is your life. You live it however you want to live it. Whoever don't like it, they don't gotta like it. They don't
Oh, I
have to
like
like.
that.
I promise you, they don't have to like it. But do you like it? Are you okay with it? Can you? You okay? That's the puppy. Sorry.
That's why it's trans. This is a
Mhm.
transparent talk show. We keep it real, like for
Right.
real.
But
Hmm.
do you like it? Can you live with it? Do you go to sleep at night happy with who you are and not all of the things you've accomplished, not all of these accolades that you can cross off on your list? Are you happy with the person that you are on the inside? If not, what can you do to change it?
Ooh,
What can you
that's
do to
a tough
change it?
one,
You don't like your hair? You want a buzz cut? Go buzz your hair off. I have done it on two separate occasions. Go buzz your hair off.
baby. Yes.
You want to throw all your clothes away and start over? Do it. I've done it before. You want to move to a completely different state with $100 in your bank account? Let me know and I'll Venmo you 50 so you can go get groceries.
Right.
Live your life the way that you see fit and don't always try to look for validation in other people, because the people that you're searching for validation from, they're probably searching for it from someone else, and they're probably searching for it from someone else. Live the life that you were meant to live authentically and live in the truth that you have set for yourself.
Let me tell you why those are such powerful words, um, coming from you. A lot of it has to do with your age. You are a brilliant young lady, right? First of all, you are the youngest guest to date
Really?
that has yes, ma'am,
Oh
that
my
has openly told the story of what was in her cup and what you had to go through.
God.
There are not enough young people, and I'm talking people in their 20s, that is willing to openly say, I am having mental issues. I am having a breakdown, but I made it through. This is why, right?
Mhm.
Because a lot of that age group is still flocking just to social media, and they're looking at, oh, I want to be like that. This is
Yep.
couple goal. This is life goal. This is, but they
Mhm.
don't see what's going on behind the scene,
Inside. Yep.
right? So for you to openly share what you have been going through, what you have been through, what it looks like on a day to day, I want to commend you and tell you thank you for being a good steward and sharing your testimony, because again, your testimony is the answer to somebody else's prayers, right? And
Mhm.
that's that little girl that looked just like you, who did not
Mhm.
understand and know that it is okay to reach out and ask for help. It is
Mhm.
okay to say I am not okay. right? So I want to thank you for doing that. Um,
And honestly,
Absolutely.
another reason that I do the things that I do is because I know in the future, no matter how many months or years that it is, there's going to be
Mhm,
little brown girls who look just like me who are
mhm,
going to wonder who they are, what they're doing, where they can go next. I am, and I'm going to reiterate this because I don't think a lot of people understand where I come
mhm.
from. And it's not saying Richmond is like this hard body city, but I come from South Side Richmond, where
And let's say Richmond, Virginia, not
Richmond,
Richmond,
Virginia,
California.
not California,
Right.
Richmond, Virginia, South Side Richmond, Virginia, south of the river. I grew up specifically in Blackwell. Blackwell is a historically red line neighborhood. When we first moved onto 17th Street, there were still projects across the street from us. There were people selling drugs down the street. I was playing around used needles as a child. Didn't realize till I got older. In the neighborhood that I grew up in, I was supposed to drop out of school by 15 and become a mother at 16. I was not supposed to go get a formal education. I was not supposed to go to college. I was not supposed to accomplish a third of any of the things that I've done. I do a lot of the things that I do because I want the next generation of little Black girls to see me and say, I came from where she came from, or I came from something similar to where she came from. If
Mhm.
she can do it, I can too. And I'm all about the babies. I love children. They are the first age group that I've worked with. And I love children. Honestly, on a very personal level, I love children. They are the foundation of everybody's being. I'm sorry, if you have a personal vendetta against children, I got a personal vendetta against you. They are the most innocent beings on this world.
Yeah.
But I want the next generation of little Black girls to look and see me breaking all of these stereotypes, breaking all of these chains,
Mhm.
being just me, being always being authentically me. I'm not what you would call your stereotypical Black girl. I watch anime, I
Right.
listen to K-pop, I love trying different new foods. I've never done a lot of the stereotypical things that Black girls do, but I don't discount the Black girls who do that because that is your life and I love that for you and I support you no matter what you decide to do. But at the end
Mhm.
of the day, I'm doing this for the Black girls who don't have good role models in their life. For the little Black girls who have never seen someone go to college, come back home, and are still successful. I don't do
Right.
this just specifically for me so I can fill out a resume in 10 years and say I did XYZ. I do this to make sure that the next generation of little Black girls has someone that they can say, I saw her on the sidewalk and she changed my life.
Mhm. And on that note, I don't have nothing else to say. That is a great way to end. Miss Chekira Hill, I appreciate you. I thank you for sharing your last 60 minutes with us here at What's in Your Cup Conversations. Guys, if you don't know nothing else or remember nothing else, it is okay to change the narrative. Just because that's the way it was, don't mean that that's the way it need to stay. You can control your life. You can change the narrative. Pick up the pen and write your story. Until next time, guys, I will see you on the next episode of What's in Your Cup Conversations. And while you are scrolling and doing all the things, make sure you go like, share, connect with our Miss Black Eastern States 2025 because, baby, I'm rooting for you in August.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.